Hello, my football family. Week 12 college football Saturday review. So what am I doing? I'm just looking at line movements and any changes and any late discussions that we want to have for today for our betting action and everything. So far, I'm extremely hot. I've hit everything. Louisville, W. Houston yesterday, W. My lock was Air Force Nevada over 46. The score was 41-39. They scored an 80 for me, and I needed 46. I love it. So lock one is in. I have three more locks today. One, two. I think three more locks. I'll probably have a pro lock. I'm waiting on injuries, and then some other very strong plays. I'm hoping for another huge week like I've been having in college. College, I've been unbelievable. College makes sense. What should happen happens. Pros, who the hell knows? When Jacksonville beats Buffalo, it's extremely difficult. But we'll see what happens. I had New England on Thursday. That was another easy winner. That's what I was expecting Baltimore to do to Miami and Tennessee to do the Jets. And that's the problem. When you start seeing that, then it's hard to, okay, New England's going to kill Atlanta, and then they finally do. So it definitely helps. Just looking at the line movements, I see Ohio State went over 19 and a half and 70 from 66. I've already played it a couple times, the over on that game. Michigan 15 and a half, 16. Now that moved up. Not sure what the hell that was. I've got a noise. Let's go through the line. So I go on scoresandodds.com. Cincinnati's down to 10 against SMU. I think SMU will give them all they want. A great offense. Yeah, Cincinnati's a good defense, and I don't like to screw with it too much, but I think SMU, they played Houston tough. I see them tough there. As I said, so Ohio State's 19 and a half, 69 and a half, 70 and a half. Definitely an over game. Michigan is 15 and a half, 16, 57 and a half against Maryland. Michigan's in a must-win game. Let's talk about the good games. Liberty's 4.5 down to 3.5 on some lines against Louisiana Lafayette. I think Lafayette's a strong dog in that game. Purdue's 11, 10.5 Northwestern. Minnesota 7.5 over Indiana. And again, Indiana, are they starting their fourth-string freshman quarterback? Or is one of the guys like Tuttle who's been injured, is he playing? He was questionable. Judging, I don't see it. Clemson, Wake Forest. I see Wake Forest is now only getting 3.5. I bet it at Wake Forest getting 4.5. So I've got 10.5. Here it's God, I hate when it refreshes the screen on you. Like, why are you refreshing? So Clemson's 3.5, 4. I took Wake Forest 10.5 here. I think that's the play. Wisconsin 9.5, Nebraska. That's, I know, a tough one. Western Kentucky, Florida Atlantic. Western Kentucky is let's see, where are they? I like the over in this game. If I can find them. Just 1 second, bear with me. They do it out of order, so I pick up an order from one site, and then I hear Western Kentucky was 10, 64.5, is now a little bit of 11s and still 64. So where I thought it would go over, I'm seeing Western Kentucky get the money at 11.5. So that would lead me to believe maybe Florida Atlantic's quarterback is questionable or some injury, that it's not moving the over, but it's moving the Western Kentucky money. Iowa 11.5, 12, 12.5 over Illinois. Over under is only 38. It's definitely an under game, but it's hard to play an under at 38 because there's always some, defensive turnovers and just fumbled punts that, get some easy scores and they get over that number. But I'm just watching that one. Utah, Oregon, Utah laying 3 and over under of 58.5. That's about where I am. My bet was over 59 to over 53. So it's dropped. There's a few 59s and mostly 58.5s, not much. I didn't see any weather issues there. Notre Dame is up to 18, some 17.5, some 18s. I grabbed Notre Dame there. Cal, Stanford, the big game there. Cal laying 2.5, 45.5. Chase Garbers is questionable, the Cal quarterback, but by this spread, it looks like he will be playing. I don't see him missing this game. I don't know how long he'll be able to play, but he's definitely there. Arizona State laying 3 to Oregon State. I took Oregon State as a live home dog. I think it's 3.5. I think that's what I got. I had it at 3, so it really hasn't moved, which is good. If you see a line movement, there's 2 reasons. It's usually an injury or somebody coming off injury. So you're not seeing – when the line doesn't move, nothing happened. And I don't know any Oregon State injuries that I'm waiting on over understate, so the weather should be good. You're 3.5, 65, 66 here. That hasn't really moved. I hear Dart is starting for USC. He's the guy that came in, played one great game, hurt his knee, and then they went back to Slovis. Slovis is out, so Dart's apparently going to play. That's why the over-under is so high. He had one good game, but he's only had one game, so you don't know what to do with it. If he was healthy or if it was Slovis, I could see playing the over easily in this game because UCLA scores a lot, has a weak defense. So I'm not sure what to do with this game. I think UCLA wins it, and I think it's high scoring. But with Dart, you just don't know. East Car 4 over the Navy. Navy's they've been playing much better. They played Cincinnati tough. They played SMU tough. East Carolina's like SMU. They're a passing team. So I think Navy in the 10 should hold up there. Auburn, Bo Nix is out. They're still 7.5 over South Carolina. So, again, not enough information on the backup quarterback. Unless you know who he is and you know he's a star, then bet Auburn because South Carolina stinks, but I don't know him, so I can't play him. App State, 10, 9.5, 52, hasn't moved against Troy. Alabama, Arkansas. Alabama, 20.5, 58.5, and I had Alabama 21-58. So Alabama, they really haven't moved. A little bit of Arkansas, 20.5. Nothing big. 58's what I played the over, and it's 58.5. So I look at that game going over. Alabama put up their 40. Arkansas is a very good team, very good quarterback, good running. They should put up in the 20s. Should be an easy 16-point game at least. Let's go. Oklahoma, 3.5, 58.5 against Iowa State. I don't really love this game. I don't trust Oklahoma. They're overrated. As soon as they played a good team like Baylor, they got killed. They had no offense. They changed their quarterbacks all the time. You don't like Rattler, you put him on the bench. And then you bring in this other guy who is just Jalen Hurts, right? Is just fast and he can't throw. And you bring him in. Oops, he's playing a good team in Baylor. Let's take him out. We'll put Radler, who we think stinks, and we'll put him back in. He'll do, give me a break. A terribly coached team, one-dimensional offense, just passing and trying to spread the defense so the quarterback can run. Very strange and unusual system. This is why against good teams they lose. When you play fast teams on defense, which are you're good, good luck if they played Georgia. Georgia would beat them 62-0. They just don't, and they don't have a defense and they don't have a running attack. So Oklahoma overrated as always. Let's see. Marshall 14.5 over NC State. Marshall's 15.62, so that hasn't really moved. I don't know. Charlotte's weak. Marshall's not that strong this year. New coach changed around, screwed it up. Normally, I'd be all over Marshall. They need the game, but I don't like it. UTSA, my team, undefeated against UAB, second place team. So it's a very good game. UTSA is laying 3.5 and 4. I had it at 4.5, 53.5. It's now 4, 53.5. So nothing's really moved, which is good. No injuries. I liked Texas San Antonio at home. I teased them, so all they got to do is win. So, I got 2.5, I think, or 1.5. It doesn't matter. I feel they'll win. They're at home. UAB's okay. But Texas San Antonio has showed their worth. And usually in a big game at home, the home team wins. They need the game for their division. I like that. Oak State, 9.5 and 10 against Texas Tech. No big movement. I like Oak State there with a strong defense. And they're starting to heat up offensively. They rolled on TCU with 63. Look for them big. Kansas State's now laying 2.5, 50 to Baylor. The spread was 1 and 50. So money's going on Kansas State. I can't imagine why. I didn't see any injuries to Baylor. I don't think they'll be flat after beating Oklahoma. So I definitely like Baylor as the dog here. I think they're the better team. They could easily win. I'm getting 7, 8 points. You can get 8 today. They're too good of a team. They need the game. I don't think they'll be flat against Oklahoma. K-State's okay, but they're not a blowout team. They're just going to run that little option. They have a good defense, not a great defense. And Baylor's so strong offensively with the balanced running and passing that I just see, Baylor's, I think this is an even game. I like the dog. I actually think Baylor's a better team here getting the points. So I'm not thinking the win against Oklahoma, there's going to be a letdown. It's not always a letdown after a big game. And that's it. And you get into, we can play you. Here's Georgia against Charleston Southern. I didn't know they had a college. They're laying 52 and the over-under 58.5. I don't know if I could bet it under because I think they'll put up 70. Any questions, comments? Who do I like today? Who do I play? Yeah, this show is for you guys. It's not really, it's better live. It's hard to really, because the games start half hour now. Well, not all the games, the noon games, but the 3:30s and the night games are on later. So it's a good, I've kind of stumbled on this live so I can interact with my friends and family and customers and answer questions. It's far better, you can be more direct. You can say, who do you like? And I can answer you, as opposed to emails or any other forms of communication. Anyway, so that's it. Like I said, there's a few. Ohio State over. Hey, Alex, good morning. How's everything? So my big play today is Ohio State over. I was analyzing the Michigan State. They put up 37. They played Michigan to a 37-33, and that's a 70. And Ohio State kills Purdue. And, even the Oregon game was a 60. It was a 35-28. Michigan State doesn't have that strong defense, and Ohio State doesn't have. They got a lot of injuries on defense. Army, yeah, I took Army. Definitely. I don't know how UMass is going to stop them. I think Army scores every time they get the ball. I honestly, I don't see UMass's defense, and then they don't have an offense. So yeah, it's a perfect game. I hit my lock last night. Nevada over. I love it. It was 46, and the final score was 41-39. So it was an 80, and I had over 46. That's what I like. What else? That's my work phone, but I'm not working today. This is my work today. What else? So I got 3 other locks going today. A lot of over-unders I like today. And then I took Wake Forest over Clemson. I like that game. Clemson lost to Pitt and NC State, and I think Wake put up 40-something on NC State. So I like that. NC State's got a tough defense, and they put up a lot on them. So I think they can score on Clemson. Clemson can't score too much. So I got 10.5. I think that's good. UMass fired coach, interim staff, nothing to play for. It didn't matter. I mean, UMass is terrible regardless what's going on. So, yeah, don't know. More or less just looking at that. I think Utah goes over with Oregon, Notre Dame. I like Oregon State and Baylor as dogs today. UCLA, I don't know, because I heard Dart's starting for USC, and I don't know if he's any good. He had one good game. So if he's good, then it's an over because UCLA plays everything over. But otherwise, UCLA will win if he's not good. Yeah, Miami should go over. They're in over every week with Dick Van Dyke. I love him. See, here's where I really bitch about the coaches. Why didn't they start this guy in the beginning? Can't you see he's got talent? And they went with King, who was injured, and he did nothing. And then they don't even go to Van Dyke after. They went to some other backup, floundering, and then he gets hurt, so they have to put in Van Dyke, and he's the number 1 quarterback in the draft next year, and you're not even playing the guy. So I don't really understand what they're doing. But this is the problem with coaches. They don't play the best player. They might play the senior over the guy, and then they wonder why they get fired. And unless with this 4th down and going for 2, that's such crap. I mean, that's just bad coaching. Thoughts on Purdue? I like Purdue. Lane 11, cut him in 5 against Northwestern. Northwestern's not very good. Purdue, I mean, give them credit. They beat Iowa. They beat Nebraska. They beat Iowa, Nebraska, and Michigan State. So there's no reason they won't score on Northwestern, and Northwestern's a very weak team this year. So, yeah, I like Purdue. South Florida, I don't really have too many. They're getting 5.5 from Tulane. They're both kind of weak teams. South Florida changed quarterbacks to McLean. I almost think it's an over. I mean, you got 2 terrible defenses playing with average offenses. So the over-under is 60. I don't know. I'm doing I'm doing some testing on 2 weak defenses playing each other and trying to figure out what to do with that. So we'll see. But they're both, I don't know, because it's a 60 weak defenses. South Florida can score. So, yeah, I probably like the game over. They scored 20-something on Cincinnati last week. South Florida playing better last. Well, then I think they lost to Cincy by 17 last week. So don't you like SMU over Cincinnati today? Yeah, Cincinnati beat them 45-28. So I don't know if scoring 28 on Cincinnati is good or not. Giving up 45 to Cincinnati is a lot because Cincinnati doesn't score a lot. But yeah, I mean, they switched to a new quarterback, so he needs time. But Tulane's not very good. Yeah, SMU in 16-17 against Cincinnati. They tied Houston, and then they give up a kickoff return in the last 30 seconds of the game. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I took Notre Dame just because they're playing well. Now, keep in mind, Virginia didn't have their quarterback last week, so Notre Dame looked better than they do. But they're tough at home. Georgia Tech. I watched the highlights of the Georgia Tech Miami game. Miami fumbled the ball to them 5 times, and that's how Georgia Tech scored. It was just turnover city by Miami. Miami, I think, still won the game, but it was a joke. I lost the game I was laying 4 on a 2-point conversion that my Miami score is going for 2. They throw an interception. The guy runs it all the way back. So instead of me getting 1 or 2 or nothing, I give up 2, and they win by 3, and I lose it. Akron over with Kent. It's a big over, 72, and Akron doesn't score. I think Kent's the play over Akron over because Kent scores a lot. They both have terrible defenses, but I don't know that Akron's going to score a lot. So if Akron doesn't keep up, then obviously Kent's going to score a lot and cover they're laying 13 down to 7. So I think Kent -7 is a much better play. Let me just see who called me on my work phone. I believe it was a call, but it might not have been a call. I don't know. I've never worked with I don't know who this is. Let me see. 1582. That wasn't my boss. I don't know who's calling me. I don't even know where they're getting my phone number from. This is a work phone. I just started. So I don't know who it is. Sorry about that. Coastal Carolina. The quarterback's supposed to be back. Coastal Carolina. Let's see. Where are they? Who are they playing? Coastal. I don't know. Oh, they're playing Texas State, laying 24, and the quarterback is back. Texas State's pretty weak. I really didn't pay much attention to Coastal Carolina because I thought the quarterback was out. till December, but I see he's back. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they really weren't lighting it up. Texas State is weak defense, but I don't know. I don't really have a thought on them. How well is the quarterback going to be if he plays? Are they going to blow him out? I mean, they should, but they haven't been really blowing out a lot of teams this year. So I'm not going to comment on Coastal Carolina. I like Michigan. They have to win. They got Ohio State next week. So Ohio State has to play this week. So I look at that. I saw a spread on Michigan. Ohio State was Ohio State -6. I love that one. I'm taking Ohio State. That'll be a big lock if I can find a second team to lock them with. But that's a good lock. Ohio State over Michigan next week. So keep that in mind. But Michigan has to win because of the loss to Michigan State. They must win to have any hope of the Ohio State game being meaningful. And Maryland stinks. They have a weak defense. Tagliavua, they'll pressure him with the two defensive ends. He's not going to do anything. So I really like Michigan pretty big today. I don't know, Wake Forest. I'm staying away from Iowa. Utah's an over. To Utah and Miami, I found as over teams now. It's funny how you don't know, and then all of a sudden Miami changes quarterbacks. They're a great over team. Oregon State, they're good. Baylor's good. Oak State's good. And then Utah changes quarterbacks to Rising. All of a sudden they're a strong offensive team. So you got a lot of that where you got a lot of good teams playing. So anyway, that's about it then. Any other questions? All right. Yeah, like I said, so I've been doing this live show just to get the interaction like me and Alex are doing now, as opposed to emails and others. But it's a hard, you can watch it later on and get like my later games. I've already given them in the college preview. This is really just what lines have changed. So like Ohio State went up to 70 from 66 to 68. So you get a flavor that the weather's okay in Ohio. Nobody got injured. I think in the pros tomorrow, it'll be a little bit better. We're waiting on Kyler Murray. If Kyler Murray doesn't play, it's going to be a heavy bet on Seattle because Russell Wilson's pissed off that he got shut out. He's going to have a big game. And Seattle, it's hard. They've only won 2 or 3 games, so you can't say, oh, they need the game because they're so far behind. But just too much pride. They're going to play well. And if Kyler Murray's out and Colt McCoy's questionable, I don't see Arizona lighting up a pissed off Seattle team. So they're going to be plenty pissed off. Alex, let's see the night games. So I go on the schedule, and that's what I hate about the schedule. It's all like out of order. There's 3:30, then there's noon. Let's see. Miami's at 7:30 tonight. Tennessee, South Alabama, 7:30. New Mexico, Boise's 9 p.m. Oregon, Utah, 7:30. So mostly the Pac-10. I think UCLA is the 10 o'clock game. Cal Stanford, 7 o'clock. Arizona State, Oregon State's 10:30. No, UCLA's 4. Auburn, South Carolina's 7 o'clock. Mississippi, Vanderbilt, 7:30. Louisiana Monroe, LSU's 9 p.m. Oak State, Texas Tech's 8 p.m. And Wyoming, Utah State's 8 p.m. And the real late game is Colorado State, Hawaii. Colorado State 2.5, 53.5. I don't know. I can't help you on that one. Colorado State's pretty good. But that's it. So there are some night games. But I'd say I just look at it and try to find the best game. Like Nevada yesterday, great overplay. I don't expect 41-39. I did expect 34-30, though. I did expect a 60-point game. And all I had to do was go over 46. That's what makes the locks when you got, two good teams playing. My thought was either I'm going to take the dog, which was Air Force, and actually this line moves. So Nevada was a 1.5 most of the week. And then I saw yesterday Air Force went to 2 o'clock. Let me take this call. All right. Everybody have a great day. Good luck. And I look forward to tomorrow and look forward to today. Again, I got 3 locks going. I had Nevada as a lock yesterday, and I'll probably have a pro lock waiting on if Kyler Murray's playing or if something else. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Again, it's www.teaserking.com. Come if you want to play the locks or this week's picks or by the month, all good values. Okay, everybody.